Greetings and salutations, friends and family. It's July, and I thought I should give a quick tour of the garden because it looks a little different than it did last month. This is the corner garden. All the bulbs are done in there, but the goji berry and the lavender are in full bloom. Well, the goji berry is actually doing good. It doesn't have any fruit on it yet, but it's doing really good, considering I thought I killed it when I transplanted it. I harvested garlic scapes 2 days ago. So the garlic's getting close, so I should be able to harvest that soon. I have a wild weed medicinal garden. That is prickly lettuce, and I'm going to attempt to do something with it because they say that is supposed to be really good medicinal plant for pain. So I'm hoping to do something with that. So that's why all those ugly things are allowed to grow. I replanted my sunflowers, and it looks like a couple are coming up, but they're not coming up fast enough for me. I have holy basil. I planted that one because I grew it from seed, and then I have a couple more seeds in there that I think are coming up, and I want this entire fence line on the inside, or at least half of it, to be all holy basil because that stuff is so great in tea, and it's good for you too. Shooting star flower is done, and as you can see, some of the seed pods are turning brown, so I need to get out here before those dump seeds all over the place. I have lost control of my German chamomile garden. I bought the Egyptian walking onions and I stuck them in here. And the funny thing is they came with a volunteer, let me put my basket down, a volunteer type of ice plant. So those itty bitty little teeny white flowers in there are actually from a type of, I guess it's an ice plant. It looks like an ice plant to me. And then it also has some volunteer lemon balm. And then we've got clover everywhere that just grew, and I give up because every time I tried to pick one plant, it pulled up everything else that I wanted to keep. So that's out of control. I planted 3 rows of lettuce, and there it is, my one lettuce. So proud of myself. Got some radishes and planted a second one. I don't know if you can see how big that radish is in there. As a matter of fact, here. I'm out here gardening anyways. Let me just pick that for you. Look at that. Got a handful more in the house, and I got a second row going. Let's see, all the mint in the back is doing good. So those are all doing good. And I've actually harvested those 2 already. So that's second growth, or the lemon balm, I'm sorry. The lemon balm I harvested. Those I have not, but the lemon balm is coming back. Planted lemon verbena, and it's doing good. I got an anise hyssop that I actually want to plant in that corner, but I have to wait until I harvest those. And apparently the time to harvest those is right before they seed. This mullein was growing right there next to the grape, and I had to move it to plant the grape. So I decided to transplant it because this was the second year and it was huge. So it's actually starting to flower already. So I'm going to harvest the flowers off of that one, which is why I transplanted a weed. Yeah. This isn't going very well. This is supposed to be dino kale. So I got like 2 little guys here, 2 little guys there, and 2 over here. And for being dino kale, it's not very dino-ish. I planted some peas in this pot, and they're supposed to be a fun blue pea. And I've actually had to replant seeds again. So this one's growing. Oh, there's another one. Good, finally. So they're growing. So the goal is once they get started, I want them to actually grow up this and make something pretty on the wall there. I do believe this was up in the last video. I probably should have watched that video to find out what I've told you, but we've got the fence up. I transplanted those that I was gifted, and there's 2 of them starting to flower already. Got a hosta planted in here. That rock, that boulder, was actually right there, so that was kind of fun digging up. I planted a bleeding heart and then a wisteria, because I think, as a matter of fact, the last video, I think I was talking about how I was talking about wanting to plant a wisteria. So we've got some wire and eye bolts, so we're going to try and get that going so it doesn't get too out of hand, because it's already starting to kind of try and climb around the fence there. Hi, Kimber. Let's see. Go up this way past the wood pile. Eventually, I want to have the bricks with the wood sticking up so I can have it neatly stacked instead of just in a random pile like that. Horseradish is coming back. I tried to transplant the horseradish over here because I didn't like it in the middle of the garden. So it's growing, but very sadly, and it looks like something's eating it. Mulch bin's doing good. I've actually used half of this one already for some plants. The sunchokes are all popping up and doing good. Uh-oh. I just bought that little solar lamp and put it in here, and that water is done already. I guess that squirted water out or something, because that was full yesterday. That one died. No growth at all, but I did pick up some hops from a friend. They had a very abusive, sad start, but they are actually doing well. So those will hopefully take off and cover the fence. My sad apple tree that I got no apples from again for the third year. I did, however, find a bronze fennel and plant it, and I'm hoping that will go to seed so I can let it go, because fennel is supposed to be a good companion plant for apple. This trumpet vine is trying to grow. It's slow and short and sad, but it is growing. That's the point. That's the important part, right? The dill is going crazy. That is all volunteer dill from last year. So I'm trying to keep the seed heads from going crazy because I don't need any more. So they're all starting to seed already. This comfrey, I dug up the giant comfrey that was here and gave it to a friend because I thought it was too big. This is all volunteer comfrey. There was nothing here but dirt, and that is all volunteer that's popped up. So comfrey is a good hardy plant. The asparagus is going crazy into seed. Oh, I got my little flower back here. I'll show you that one. My pretty flowers back there. So I let it go last year and I didn't harvest it back. And I promised a friend some seeds and I never got to them because they looked, I don't know, they looked rotted. It was weird. So like, ew, gross, I don't want to save them. And then, surprisingly enough, apparently they seeded themselves because there's a whole bunch of volunteer asparagus there, and there's a couple in my carrot bed. I planted a bunch of carrots in here, and those are the only ones that grew. I don't know why the other ones didn't grow. One of the two squash, I don't remember which squash I planted already. One of the two squash I planted here is growing, but the other one is not. That is the barrage that I planted. Oh, it's getting its first flowers. Getting its first flowers already. I have been picking these little seeds everywhere. You can see they're around the flower there. Those are all volunteer barrage. This is spinach. I've already eaten that a couple of times. The thornless raspberries are doing good. I've had a couple of those. The wild salmon looking berries are the wild whatever grows here. They're doing good. That plant I got from a friend 3 years ago, it has not given me anything, so I don't know what to do with that one. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or try and move it. We'll see. Tomatoes and basil. Considering the slow, late start they got, kind of laughing. This guy's very short, but he's already got a bunch of tomatoes. So they are flowering. They're doing good. But I'm willing to bet in the next month I'll have a bunch of really tall tomato plants and lots of fruit. This one's a cherry type, so I know that'll have tons because you know those cherry tomatoes take over. Strawberries, I've harvested a bit of them already, and some of the birds have snacked on them. I have some more in there. The other two lavenders, I need to cut those back, give them a second start. Some tomatillas. They're doing good. That is some unique bell pepper that I picked up at a farmer's market, so I wanted to give that a try. A friend of mine had a spaghetti squash, and I said, I'll take one. So she gave me this tray of all these assorted ones, which of course, as you can tell, I haven't done anything with them yet. Yellow squash and zucchini. Considering I wanted to experiment this year, I didn't actually grow. I usually have a plant about that size that I've already grown and then transplant out. But this year I just put seeds out. So I'm willing to bet I'm gonna get some fruit. The golden raspberry that is taking over. I have not, well, I planted this one extra tomato plant I had there because I think it's a little pear fruit, because I didn't have anywhere else to put it. But I haven't really planted anything in here because of that monster. I do have a volunteer broccoli in there somewhere, some volunteer heads of lettuce, so there's another lettuce in there somewhere. This tomatillo, it's crazy. Did I tell you about this? When I transplanted it, it snapped off at the cup level in the roots. So I just stuck the roots and the plant top back in, and ta-da! It's like, I got this. I got this. Got peppers. Sorry, this cup is Thai. Yes, the Thai pepper. I left that as a marker so I'd remember. So those two are Thai peppers. And then cilantro, other bell peppers, hot peppers, Tabasco. I got all kinds of different peppers in here. And then the peas, I actually just took a couple of cups worth in. This is the horseradish that I thought I got up and apparently didn't. So it's like, whatever. You're happy, I guess you can stay. The other lavender. Oh, I see some peas I missed. The grape I just planted, which doesn't look very happy, so we'll see how long that takes to take off. I told you I planted 4 different peas. So that one is kind of tall, but the rest of them seem to stay at the fence. But that one was, I mean, huge. Like, it was probably up to here. And then the wind blew it over, so now it's all draped over. So I have to check my notes and make sure that one gets a taller marker. This bed that I cleaned and filtered twice has corn. Because remember I told you the story about that bed being the corn and how that, I think, did something to it. So I have 3 rows of corn, and even though we went through this twice, I've got 1, 2, 3 volunteer potatoes. So apparently we didn't do a very good job, or those were just very small ones that are like, I got this, I am strong. That is it. I think I got everything, right? My brain's a little crazy these days, so. And then this mess that I need to clean up eventually. And then this bad boy that needs to be stood up so I can have another burn place, because it's going to take place of the fire pit. That's it. I think I want to paint the front of that. What do you think? What's a good color? You know me, I like color. And maybe paint the front of that to match, or something different. I don't know. One day at a time. Well, that's it. All right, let me know what you're growing in your garden. How are things going with you? Talk soon. Bye.